Hey guys, Mr. Strategy here. Today I'm going to show you a deck that I actually already made a video on back in the Witchwood meta. It's actually the very first video I made on this channel. Of course, with the new expansion, well, I'm saying new, but it's already 2 months old now, this deck has obviously changed, and since I don't really have any other decks to show you right now, I'm just going to show you the updated version of even HANDLOCK or even WARLOCK, if you prefer. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on explaining the deck strategy, since I already explained it in the last video on even WARLOCK. So I'm going to refer you to that video if you want to learn more about it. What I'm going to concentrate on in this video is about the changes that have occurred in this very deck. Now, in this new version, I've decided to add the Black Knight, because it simply is a great card to clear taunt minions from your opponents. That's literally the purpose of the card. Destroy any annoying enemy taunt minions. And of course, since we are pretty aggressive decks, especially in the mid-game, late game, we want to clear the obstacles as easily as possible that might stand in our way and might prevent us from hitting the opponent's face, and therefore the Black Knight is great. I still run Mossy Horror in this deck. I say still because Mossy Horror was originally included in the deck to counter Giggling Inventor, which was really popular in the first 2 months of the expansion. Now, of course, there has been a nerf on the deck, on the card, I would say. There's been a nerf on Giggling Inventor about 2 weeks ago, and the card's cost increased by 2, which means it became really a lot weaker. Now, this means the card isn't really popular anymore, and Mossy Horror shouldn't be considered an anti-Giggling Inventor card anymore, because Giggling Inventor simply isn't seen that much anymore. But I still decided to keep it because it can be great against any other small minions that Zoo decks or even Shaman decks might play, for example. Another new inclusion in the deck, and an inclusion that I greatly favor over one of the substitutes which as seen into my last deck, is weapon removal. Well, this is Demonic Project. It's the best anti-combo card that Warlock has right now. It comes from the Boomsday project, and it's really great because you can counter like Shadowrock Shaman, Togwaggle Druid, Malagos Druid, Starliner Druid, which also exists in standards. You can Mechathune decks, you can really target them all with this card, and when played at the right moment, you can simply transform one of their combo pieces into a demon, which, well, totally wrecks their game, of course. And the great thing is, if you already miss their combo pieces on the first time you play this card, you always have a second chance because you're playing 2 copies of the card, and therefore you get a second chance of transforming one of their key minions into a demon. Now, this means we're also going to be running Sacrificial Pact, and Sacrificial Pact is great in combination with Demonic Project, because once your opponent gets a demon in his hand, well, he probably wants to play it at some point or another, and once he plays that, we can just destroy it for free, all the while restoring 5 health to our hero. So it's a massive gain in value that we get there, and the funny combo that many people know. So don't expect to be able to play it very often, but the funny combo with this is when you transform one of the minions in your opponent's hand into the Lord Jaraxxus card. The Lord Jaraxxus card, which is a minion, but which Battlecry allows it to replace the opponent's hero. And if he plays that, then you simply have a win for literally 0 mana. You destroy his hero, aka Lord Jaraxxus, with Sacrificial Pact. But I've never had the opportunity to pull this combo off in ranked play yet, because, well, players simply know that and they won't play Lord Jaraxxus when they have it in their hand because of demonic projects. Now for the rest, it's basically the same deck. I also have Shadow Flame, which is better for removal. Skulking Geists, great to counter warrior decks like Odd Warrior, for example. Also some druid decks, because those small one-cost spells are often worth a lot more than their costs, and you can simply destroy them. So yeah, the deck has become better, I believe. Now that was it for the introduction, and I'm going to illustrate it, of course, with a couple of games.
Mecha Jaraxxus versus Gul'dan.
Your soul shall be mine! You face Mecha Jaraxxus!
Okay, we're playing another Warlock, which probably means either Zoo, Q-Block, Control Warlock, or, of course, even Warlock just like us. We never need Blood River Gul'dan straight away. Again, Greymane not either. I'm also going to get rid of the Spellstone, because I would like one of my Mountain Giants Undefiles, of course, to counter a potential Zoo deck. Now let's see if he plays even Warlock.
We have turned our curse into our strength.
Okay, he doesn't. Right, Cobalt Life Braren normally means Zoo, but it could still be a Control or a Q-Block deck. So, let's see. So don't forget, in the beginning of the game, you just want to use your upgraded hero power. It's not upgraded, but your discounted hero power as much as possible. Okay, Stall Infusion. This means it's definitely a Zoo deck. What we're going to need is simply removal. I'm not going to tap as much as I would normally, because he can get aggressive really fast. So I'm just going to drop a Doomsday, which should annoy him normally, because he wants to play his minions as quickly as possible. Mossy Horror is going to be pretty good too in this game, and I'm going to keep my Defile to play it in an appropriate moment. I'm really going to focus on removal, of course, in the first part of the game. Then once his activity dies down, well, I'm going to get a little bit more aggressive myself. Can buff 2 Spellstones at once. Almost never say no to that.
How long can this go on? How long can this go on?
Okay, so we just play on the curve. Don't take too much risk.
Unleash me!
Okay, that's a big reason. If my Spellstones get upgraded once more, of course I can kill him with it, but that's not going to happen. I could already Defile, get rid of both those Saronite Chain Gangs. I'm not sure though. I think I want to tap right now, but it's risky, that's for sure. Yeah, no, you know what? I'm going to Defile, Coin, and kill his Dreadlord. Yeah, Despicable Dreadlord with a Spellstone. It's not a great way to use your Defile immediately like that, but I don't want to take too many risks in the early game. So right now, relatively safe for the moment. Of course, he's now going to drop lots of minions, but don't forget we still have Mossy Horror for the smallest of those.
In the light's name.
Yeah, that's the most dangerous of them all.
Why do you go?
Yeah, now a Muscular can kill it. It's a bit annoying. I don't think I'm going to play him immediately. I do have to watch out not to let this one grow too big. I think I'm just going to play a Griever with my minions taunt. And just target the opponent's minions every chance I get. Yeah, that's a star card of the Boomsday project for zoo players. Okay. It looks very impressive right now, of course, but you have to know once he plays all his trumps and stuff, we should have the better chances. Okay, what can I do now? I can already get rid of everyone with Hellfire, but that might just be a bit too risky right now. I think I'd rather use a Spellstone, although I'd like to keep that for a future charge minion. Let's see. No, I'm going to go for this. I buffed my Spellstone with that Hellfire, so at least it was multi-purpose. He's going to fatigue a lot sooner than we, even though we play even more. Okay, if he doesn't heal, okay, he heals. That's a pity. Right. It's putting us under severe pressure. But I mean, I can totally save myself with Hooked Reaver and Spellstone on the Light Warden.
Must destroy.
He only has 2 cards in his hands. He doesn't have the Solarian anymore to draw, so I think that might be a pretty valid option. It would annoy him at least for the next 1 or 2 turns. But getting rid of my Spellstone of course means I can't defend against bigger threats anymore in the future. So, well, I do have a choice. I don't want to play Mountain Giant right now because that would just be a vanilla minion and he'd hit me very hard. Mossy Horror would only get rid of 2 of his minions, so I'm just going to play what I just said. And see if we can hang on for the rest of the game.
Truth is found in death.
Okay, that can only have buffed 10 minions max. Which is still a lot, of course. Okay. Here's of course a good turn for Mossy Horror. Then I'm just going to tap first. See what I get. And I'm pretty pleased with what I get. Awesome. Now we can already go face. And we can see that we got out pretty well out of these complications. He's not gonna die immediately, but he's got problems. And now, of course, the funny play with Sacrificial Pact on his Void Lord could be done. And I believe I am going to do this, but first I'm going to tap. Okay, we have Gul'dan for next turn, so yeah, we have a good game. And I think I'm even going to keep my sacrificial pact for you know, the 5/7 charge demon whose name I forget. I mean, it's not like we're going to be able to kill him straight away, so yes, that's what I'm going to do.
It's playtime. Mushroom power.
Okay, now I might have to kill this Void Lord because it's gotten big. Obviously, Blood River Gul'dan.
Forged in blood and shadow.
So we get that. Oh, I'm just going to do this. And I think we're going to win. I mean, he might still have a trick or two up his sleeve, but okay. He shouldn't be able to have enough aggression to finish us off now. Especially not with the lifesteal hero power. You see he's getting scared himself, he gets rid of my minions. And he's not at all in a position to do that, so... Okay.
It's playtime.
Now he's lost.
You win this time. Nicely done.
Results against Zoo Warlock are often good enough with even Warlock, but you just have to remember not to get too eager to push face against Zeus, like you would like to do against other decks. Against Zoo Warlock, you just have to defend. And then when your opponent runs out of steam, well, the win comes rather easily.
Mecha Jaraxxus versus Gul'dan.
Okay.
Your soul shall be mine! You face Mecha Jaraxxus!
Looks like we're having another Warlock for second battle. So yeah, the same things applied to the last battle. It could be even Warlock, could be Zoo Warlock, could be Control Warlock, and Q Warlock. Hellfire's for Zoo, of course. Hades. Okay, not very happy with that.
We have turned our curse into our strength.
And it's not an even Warlock either, so we might have two Zoos in this video. Let's find out. Yep, it's another Zoo. Okay, that's a coincidence. So once again, not too much tapping, we want to keep our health high. And an annoying Doomsayer, which we fortunately have in hand, just like last time. Right. Let's here.
Don't tell me what to do!
It's playtime.
Yeah, that's their speciality from Zoo decks. Just being able to play that many minions in a single turn. Of course, we shouldn't let ourselves be over-impressed. Although I do wonder what I could play right now. I think I'm just going to fill the board a little.
Shields up!
Sun Fury and Demonic Project. So what did you get? Yeah, you got another Soul Buster, which I have to say doesn't look like a really bad card for Zoo deck, so maybe we did him a favor here. Well, that certainly isn't really great. We don't want to deal 5 damage to ourselves against the syntax. Still, let's see what I can do here. If I defile, I'll put his Dreadlord at 3 health, which would make him vulnerable to Hellfire. And of course I'd kill those 2 minions.
Destroy.
It's annoying, I don't have a lot to do. I think I'm going to point Stalking Geist. That should have gotten rid of his Soul Infusions, and his Soul Fires, and his Solarium. It was a very good Stalking Geist, as you can see. Still, we've been put under heavy pressure right now, but we mustn't forget we have Defile, which should be able to get rid of his board, except if it is this. That's not cool. Actually it is, we can still get rid of his board. No, I forgot the Dreadlord effect. That's annoying. Still, I believe Defile is the best thing to do here. Followed by Hooked Reaver, of course. Because, well, we're really low on health, so we can't permit ourselves to be unconscious right now.
In the light's name. Ooh!
Okay.
Why do you call?
Okay, actually this is good. We can kill his old board with Shadow Flame right now. Just seeing if there's nothing better, but there doesn't seem to be. I don't wanna tap.
Must destroy.
But on the other hand, I don't have a lot of things to play, and he only has a very small hand. He doesn't have Solarium anymore, as we know. Still, I'm not going to take the risk of tapping. I'm just going to like this. See what he throws at me next. Try and defend as well as possible. You really have to be very cautious in these matchups.
In the
Okay,
light's
that's the
name.
card we gave him. Now what can we do? We can Hellfire and Spellstone. We can Pit Lord and Spellstone. Now if we Pit Lord and Spellstone his Nether Soul Buster, that would buff his Light Warden. So we might just help him by doing that, while Hellfire or Spellstone is a safe thing to do. And as I already said, safety is very important against Zoo. Even though we give up 2 pretty important cards to do this, better die in 3 turns than this turn, right?
Unleash me.
Anyway, in
Someone called.
well, a turn and a half, we can play Blood Reaver Gul'dan. Okay. Guess I'm just going to be and
Magic shall
silence.
not save me.
Mushroom power!
Okay, that's going to hurt. Luckily, he doesn't have any more of those 1-cost spells. Okay, well, we definitely have to play Blood Reaver Gul'dan here and clear some of these minions. It's a very critical moment, but I think we can survive this.
Forged in blood and shadow.
Obviously, we get this guy, which is good. For the rest, I think it's best for me to
Die, mage.
Well, I'm definitely going to clear either Voodoo Doctor and a 2/2 minion or the Despicable Dreadlord. In both cases, I save myself from 6 damage. Now, which is the better choice? I don't really know if I can tell that.
Cruise.
But I think it's the 2 minions. Seeing as he needs 1 minion to kill, or 2 in this case, to kill my taunt minion. Maybe he has charge on the boots, and I think that's the case. Let's see. Yeah, he definitely has a charge. Okay. That was a very original way to end it with that heal on me. Anyway, as you saw, I've been very cautious this game as well, but he just had the more aggressive game, and this time it all worked out for him. So no, we won't always defeat Zoodax. Anyway, that was the end of the video. I thank you all for watching. If you liked it, of course you can like. If you want more Hearthstone content, don't hesitate and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye.